Imagine forgetting where you left your keys twice in one day, or struggling to find the right word in the middle of a conversation. Most of us brush it off as just aging, but what if these small moments were actually the early whispers of something more serious: dementia? Today, we're uncovering 10 early signs of dementia that many people overlook, so you can recognize them early and take control before it starts affecting daily life. Dementia doesn't arrive all at once. It often begins subtly, hiding in tiny changes in memory, behavior, or mood. The tricky part is that these early signs are often mistaken for stress, fatigue, or normal aging. Yet, catching them early can make a huge difference, allowing for interventions, lifestyle adjustments, and medical guidance that may slow progression or improve quality of life. One of the earliest and most common signs is short-term memory loss. You might find yourself forgetting recent conversations, repeating questions, or misplacing items more frequently than usual. It's normal to occasionally forget a name or where you put your wallet. But in early dementia, these lapses become consistent and noticeable to family or friends. Simple daily routines that were once automatic may start requiring more effort, like remembering appointments or following a familiar recipe. Another early warning is struggling with familiar tasks. For example, someone who has cooked for years suddenly feels confused while preparing a simple meal, or managing finances becomes overwhelming. These changes are unteach moments of forgetfulness. They represent the brain's diminishing ability to coordinate, plan, and execute tasks that were once effortless. Language difficulties also often appear early. This can include forgetting words, calling objects by the wrong name, or struggling to follow or join conversations. You might notice pauses mid-sentence, substituting words that don't quite fit, or losing track of what you were trying to say. It's not shyness or distraction. It's a subtle signal that the brain's language centers are starting to slow down. Disorientation is another early sign many people miss. You may find yourself getting lost in familiar neighborhoods or unsure of the date or time, even while at home. This isn't just a bad day. It reflects the brain's growing difficulty in spatial awareness and temporal orientation. Some people start to struggle with judging distances or navigating familiar routes. And these small changes can escalate if unrecognized. Mood and personality shifts are often overlooked, but they can be among the first indicators. Someone who was once outgoing may suddenly become withdrawn, irritable, or anxious. Depression and apathy may appear, and frustration over minor tasks becomes common. Friends and family may notice subtle changes in behavior long before memory issues become obvious. Another early sign that's easy to miss is difficulty with problem solving or planning. You might notice that simple decisions like balancing a checkbook, following a familiar recipe, or organizing a schedule suddenly feel confusing or overwhelming. Tasks that used to be routine start taking longer, and mistakes that were rare become more frequent. It's not laziness or distraction. It's a subtle change in the brain's ability to process and organize information. Changes in vision or spatial awareness can also be an early warning. This doesn't necessarily mean blurry vision. It can show up as trouble reading, judging distances, or recognizing shapes and colors. Someone may struggle to park a car, navigate stairs, or even distinguish between similar objects. These visual and spatial changes are often misattributed to aging eyes, but they're actually linked to how the brain interprets visual information. Withdrawal from work or social activities is another red flag. If someone who was once social, active, or highly engaged suddenly starts avoiding friends, family, or hobbies, it could indicate early dementia. This withdrawal, ISNT, laziness, or a mood shift, TIT, reflects the brain. Growing difficulty in keeping up with social interactions. Memory demands, or complex tasks, which can be mentally exhausting. Difficulty with words, writing, or numbers can creep in slowly. For example, someone might start struggling to follow a recipe, pay bills, or write emails that used to be easy. They may lose track of numbers, make unusual mistakes in calculations, or have trouble reading instructions. These changes often go unnoticed at first, but gradually become more frequent and disruptive. Sleep disturbances can also be an early indicator. People may experience insomnia, excessive daytime sleepiness, or changes in sleep patterns that affect their daily functioning. These changes aren't just tiredness, they reflect alterations in the brain regions that regulate the sleep-wake cycle, which can be affected early in dementia. Finally, subtle changes in judgment or decision-making are a key early sign. Someone might become unusually trusting, make financial decisions they wouldn't have before, or demonstrate poor judgment in everyday situations. These decisions are often out of character and may appear gradual, making them easy to dismiss, but they can signal the brain struggling to evaluate and respond appropriately to everyday challenges. The ninth early sign is unusual confusion with time or place. This goes beyond simply forgetting the day of the week. Someone might show up at the wrong location, misjudge how long a task should take, or feel disoriented even in familiar spaces. This confusion often comes in waves, making it easy to dismiss as just being tired. But it's actually a signal that the brain's navigation and memory systems are being affected. The 10th early sign is subtle changes in personality or emotional response. A person who was once calm may become easily frustrated, suspicious, or anxious. They may lose interest in hobbies or social activities they used to enjoy, or display unusual irritability over minor issues. These changes can be gradual, making them hard for friends and family to notice immediately. But they often accompany other cognitive changes and provide critical clues about early dementia. Recognizing these early signs is only the first step. Many of them are subtle, easily dismissed, or mistaken for stress, fatigue, or normal aging. The key is to pay attention to patterns over time. If multiple signs appear together, or if a loved one notices consistent changes, it's important to consult a healthcare professional for evaluation. Early detection can allow interventions like lifestyle adjustments, mental exercises, and medical strategies that may slow progression and improve quality of life. Lifestyle choices can also play a major role. Regular physical activity, a brain-healthy diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean protein, adequate sleep, stress management, and staying socially engaged all support cognitive health. Mental stimulation, reading puzzles, learning new skills, or even social interaction helps keep neural connections active. Combining awareness of early signs with proactive habits gives the best chance of maintaining brain function longer. Ultimately, noticing these early signs isn't about fear, it's about empowerment. Catching dementia early allows for planning, support, and interventions that can make a tangible difference in everyday life. Being observant, proactive, and compassionate toward yourself or loved ones can change the trajectory, helping preserve memory, independence, and quality of life. Understanding the early signs of dementia can be life-changing. Forgetfulness, confusion, difficulty with tasks, subtle personality shifts, and other early warning signs aren't just aging, they raise signals from the brain that deserve attention. Recognizing them early allows you to seek professional guidance, make lifestyle changes, and implement strategies that can slow progression and protect cognitive function. Early detection is empowering. It gives you and your loved ones the opportunity to plan, adapt, and support each other while maximizing independence and quality of life. By staying observant, fostering brain-healthy habits, and addressing symptoms promptly, you can take proactive steps to safeguard memory, thinking skills, and daily function. Dementia doesn't have to be a sudden, uncontrollable decline. With awareness, timely action, and supportive habits, you can take control of the path ahead, giving yourself and your loved ones the best chance at maintaining clarity, connection, and confidence in everyday life. If you want, I can also create a punchy 10 to 15-second hook and a compelling outro for the script tailored perfectly for YouTube engagement. Do you want me to do that?